going on, guys? Jace, Full Torque. We got Brad over here. Rival GTR is the name of his Instagram. His white R33, this is an inspiration for me. This car was one of the first R33s in Utah. And he got through Driver Motorsports, built it up. I'll let him tell you a little bit about the car though.
What's up, guys? Rival GTR on Instagram. Give me a follow. I imported this through Driver Motorsports, upgraded the turbos, mines, Equal Ink downpipe, Tomei titanium exhaust, Fortunato 500s, bronze TE37s is an absolute must. Haltech fuel system, or Haltech standalone, an upgraded fuel system. Did 420 at the wheels. I think something that you're gonna find is that Skyline power is different than like other power. I've run a few GT350s, you know, and I pull them pretty hard on the freeway. Yeah, they've got more power than I do. So something that's really cool about these R33s that you might not notice, these right here, is ducting that goes back to the brakes. Have you noticed that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so if you look right here, you can see the duct comes through right here, and it blows into the brakes to get a little extra cooling on the brakes.
I did notice my brakes were really responsive, so
yeah,
that must be what it is.
So I currently own 4 Skylines and R35, and going from the R35, which is faster than this car, probably not by a lot, but it's faster, to this, the hardest thing is the brakes, because when you go to hammer on those brakes on the 35, you know it just stops. This is a 95. You know, brakes, it's like, I think we should slow down.
Yeah.
Something that I don't have that you have is a rear windshield wiper.
Yeah, well, that was actually, I think, an upgrade to delete it, wasn't it? From what I've understood, to not have the rear wiper was actually like considered like an upgrade, or maybe it was a downgrade. Maybe he got the cheaper one. But I know a lot of people like that look. They don't like the wiper. The one thing I like about this car and why I went through Top Rank is that they've done a really good job finding really authentic R33s, R32s, you know, R34s. Which is kind of what I was going for, because I really want to be the one to build the car. This has been my dream car since I was a kid. I wanted to get a car imported from Japan and really feel like I was driving a car that was from Japan, and I didn't want to get one that was so molested and so torn apart. Yaska at Top Rank, he was looking for me for a long time. I actually found a white V-Spec I really wanted, because I was wanting to go white, and that deal didn't end up happening, and it actually worked out better because I found, in my opinion, a cleaner car with more tasteful things done to it for cheaper. And this is an original V-Spec 1995 R33. Brad's is also a V-Spec as well. I mean, the V-Spec doesn't really change a ton on the cars. The rear diffs have they have extra cooling on the rear diffs, and a little bit different control with the way that they operate. Some people say they're worse, but I don't know. Everyone's got their...
And some arrows.
Yeah, there's some arrow things.
Yours has the little notch on the hood that mine doesn't have too.
Yeah, so there's a couple different things between the two cars. This car does have a Nismo cluster in it,
I'm jealous of that.
which is cool. It's all white, and then it also has the Nismo like boost control, the 3 little gauges there on the dash. Mine doesn't have a stereo. It didn't come with any radio. That's pretty common, I've seen with a lot of these
and they don't function on the same frequency. So even if you had the stereo in there still, my R34 has a mini disc player in it.
Yes.
Cool.
That is way cool. I want one of those. I honestly don't care. I drive this car. I will tell you, and Brad obviously can attest to this, the way these cars deliver power, the RB26 at inline 6, it's such a great... All right, just cut. So this car came with the stock wheels. They sit super far in. It's like almost like inky style, like on those wheels. The stock wheels are 17s. The offset's way in. So, and these have, I don't know what it is about the fenders, but I actually found these cars, I'm just gonna be honest, they're like off eBay. I like the style. I didn't like look for the most authentic wheels. I'll probably end up getting like some 19s that are more authentic, lighter weight wheel, like a true JDM wheel. But these are like, these look proper for the time period, but they are cheap wheels, which honestly, I think they look awesome. So kudos to that company, whoever makes those, for 130 bucks a wheel. But we're gonna pop the hood. So this car I've already got everything ordered. Back before I even got the car, I was already ordering the parts and kind of doing the build. So there's a guy that here in Utah who has built probably 30 or 40 RB26 cars, whether it be cars that just have motor swaps with RB26s or true, he's done R32s, a ton of R32s in Utah. He's done 3 or 4 R34s, whether they're legal or not that he's worked on, I don't know. But he's done a lot. This is gonna be his first R33, which obviously it's all really the same because it's RB26, all-wheel drive like all of them are. This is obviously what I was looking for, pretty much stock. It has an aftermarket radiator, aftermarket intercooler, HKS piping on it, but stock airbox. It does have R34 turbos on the car. I don't really know how much of a difference that is. Brad knows a little bit more about those.
The only thing I would say with that is allegedly.
Allegedly
got upgraded turbos.
Yeah. And who knows? They could have said it had R34 turbos. I don't know.
And real quick, that's not a dig at Top Rank whatsoever.
No.
In Japan, they do things completely different. So if your car's got a lot of miles on it, you're taxed higher on it. So motors get swapped out all the time.
Yep.
So a lot of times people say this comes out of an R34, but then they just pull the turbos off of that and put the turbos from the 33 on it so they can you know, have that upgrade.
Basically, the car's gonna go single turbo, AEM Infinity ECU. I think it's 506. We're gonna do full standalone flex fuel, all the fail safes on the car, and then, like I said, single turbo, and then just probably on 500 horsepower. That's about, these motors are good for between 500, 550, about 18 to 19 PSI. So that's gonna be the setup on the car. It's gonna spool quicker with the newer technology. We're doing a full race manifold, full race downpipes with a BorgWarner EFR turbo. So it should be a great daily setup. That's what I want. I don't wanna, like, I have cars that are so over the top, they're really not fun to drive anymore. I want to keep this car fun to drive. So Brad's kind of, his setup is really an awesome daily driven setup, and he'll go into some details about his setup.
Yeah, so it's got the Gretty suction kit on it, which is awesome because it gives all the awesome turbo sounds that you miss with the stock turbos. It's got the HKS super sequential blow-off valves. And the cool thing about these is they're right here, so you can see them, and if you're racing somebody as you're driving past, and the blow-off valves will blow their ears out because they're really, really loud. One of the things that I don't love about this car is the 5-speed is super long. It goes like 40 in first gear, second it goes forever. So when you're when you're in Mexico and you pull up next to a Mustang to give a pull, you're like shifting to second at 50. You know. Oh, the other thing that I've got the Platinum Racing Products R35 coils that are under here. Shout out to Dress Up Bolts. They make all the goodies under here.
This car sounds amazing. Does this have headers, or is it?
Yeah, so it's got mine's equal length downpipe, okay. But it's got the stock manifolds on it.
So your stock manifold on it?
Yeah, so it's got stock manifolds, but it's got Dash 5 turbos, which are basically upgraded R34 turbos. They could do about 25 PSI. I don't want to run them that high because I've got a stock clutch and it's seriously it's barely hanging on right now. I really want to run a C8 Corvette. If you got a C8 Corvette, get at me, let's do this. Driver Motorsports and Top Rank, they do a lot of the same things where they go through the car when they get it. You know, there's a lot of really shady importers that say they do all these things that they don't do any of, and then you get the car and the first time you're driving it, everything's falling apart. So Driver Motorsports, they're my number one. I've bought all my cars through them, and I will continue to do that. However, 3 of them were Top Rank cars. Like, Top Rank is awesome. Everybody over the Top Rank is great.
And I literally got the car and literally just started the car. I just drove it probably 30 miles over to this location, really the first long drive I've done on the car. But I went and drove it and I was like, this car drives so good. You hit bumps, there's no rattling, there's no noise. So kudos to Top Rank for being legit. Like, they had a big long list of all the things they've done and all the stuff they replaced to make sure that when it hits American roads, because in Japan the roads are so much better quality, they're perfect. So our roads are garbage here. So when these cars, if they don't have all the ball joints and all these all these bushings replaced before they come here, if an importer doesn't go through the car like Top Rank does or Driver Motorsports does, you'll notice it right when you drive it on our roads. The car will drive horrible. It'll make all the crazy noises, and I didn't notice that. The car drove great. I mean, it's a 25-year-old car, and I was like, I could drive this car every day. It drives so smooth, the power's perfect. I mean, I was impressed. So like I said, Top Rank really does go through these cars. Do your research if you're wanting to get one for sure, and don't just jump into something because you're gonna, these are old cars. Don't expect to just get, you're not gonna just find an old car that runs perfectly unless it's through the right channels, the right people that have done their research. So we're gonna go drive these cars, And I mean, obviously Brad's has a lot more going on. It is a stock exhaust manifold, but this car sounds amazing.
I bet you get like half a car before I hit boost, because I bet this doesn't get boost as fast as that for some reason. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to bring up about the Japanese road. So if you buy a car from Japan and it's got suspension on it, it's gonna be up, because like we said earlier, the roads are perfect over there. So when you're driving over here, you're just gonna be rolling on your 6.4. Over there, you know, you're just rolling on ice. So just, if you're buying a Japanese car and it's got upgraded suspension, probably just know that you're probably gonna need to upgrade it. Otherwise, your kidneys are gonna be pissed at you. I found something kind of cool.
Oh.
So this is the stock boost controller, right? So right here, it's got a pill in it that limits the boost. So your car is stock AF. It's still got this in it. So you could just like clip this and reattach it and get more boost.
Ooh. Yeah. And then just lean it right out.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it. Let's do it. I'm cutting it right now.
That thing's loud.
Wow.
That sounds good.
I want E. I want E.
Has all the sounds.
That thing sounds, that's crazy. That's stock exhaust manifold too. I'm worried about doing a full race manifold on my car. It's like, is it gonna be louder than that? That sounds sick. See that backfire? That was sick. Yeah.
We're gonna be so disappointed in yours when you do yours now.
Close pizza boy. Find another way home.
Fast and Furious. I like it.
He was in a
Hey, you wanna know the best thing about his car? Check this out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, watch this. Ready?
So you got to get in right here.
Yeah! Japanese, baby!
Does yours not have that?
No. I'm so bummed.
Something else about these cars you might not know is that Japanese people are smart, so you don't have to push the clutch in to turn your car on.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds RB26, hands down, the best motor ever.
It sounds so good.
Ah!
He wins. The weirdest part about right-hand drive is not being a driver, but it's being a passenger and being on the left side of the road. But
Miles, take the wheel!
Yeah.
Take the wheel! What's cool is when you pull up next to people, and obviously because I'm on the right side and they're obviously on the left side, you look over at people driving and they're like double take. They're like, what the hell? Like they're confused. They're like, am I driving on the wrong side of the road? You're like, no, my car's just weird. Not bad.
It's not bad at all.
What's crazy is how it revs out. Like, I just keep seeing 7K and I'm like, oh yeah, you gotta shift. These freaking things don't hit red line until 9K. That's wild.
How?
Dude,
You won. What just happened?
I think I got R34 turbos, dude.
Yeah, I think you do.
No, I was laggy. I think I just don't have as much lag as you.
Yeah, it took me a minute.
Did it? Was it surprisingly fast?
This or that?
This.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was gonna be fast, but this is a third gear car.
That's a different experience. Dude, chirped him. Dude, yes. All right, guys, just did some runs in the cars. R33 over here, Brad's is just sounds so good, as you saw in the flybys. We did a few little lineups, first, second gear, nothing crazy. His car's obviously a little bit bigger turbos, so the lag's a little bit more. He's gonna make way more power up top than this car, so we never really got into his power band. The old Stalker, she did all right. Supposed R34 turbos, HKS stuff.
At this point.
They could have some stuff. I feel like I've ridden in the stock 32 and 33 with the RB26, and this felt peppy to me, so I think it's got some stuff done to it. We're gonna get the single turbo build on this car. We're gonna reline up. He's gonna have a 6-speed. He actually has Paul Walker's transmission out of one of his cars. Freaking, this guy's like OG.
Should we do
GTR guy.
a video just touring his collection of Skylines?
We really should, because he's got one of the best collections out there. So.
All right, that's a video we're doing in the future. We're also gonna race these two.
The weird hate that the 33s get opposed to the 32s and the 34s, it's not warranted. This is a gorgeous car. We went on a run with these guys, and there was a couple Ferraris, a couple Lamborghinis.
Dude, Lambos, I mean, you name it.
Like, there was a crowd around my car opposed to the other cars that were there.
Yeah.
And that just shows you, like, these cars are truly special. So.
And like I said, these cars are awesome, but when they get done, when his gets a 6-speed in it, when I finish my build on this, it's gonna be about 2-3 months. His car will probably be done in 2 or 3 months as well. We're gonna revisit this lineup, go do a race with pretty equal power, and see how they do, and then we're gonna bring his 34 out. We'll do a whole overview on that. So if you like Skyline GTRs, R32 to R34s, you need to be paying attention, because we have another special R-Series car coming, where Taylor, we're not gonna talk about what it is, go into too much details, but all I can say is that car is insane. So look forward to that episode that we're gonna have with Taylor's incoming R car. Thanks to Brad for coming out here. We appreciate him taking the time to come out here and show us his 33 and help me get familiar with mine now that I finally got my car. So we'll see you on the next vid, guys. Subscribe, hit that notification button. We'll see you next time.